Hi Poema, I have your quiz here and I would like to go over the questions that you missed and let you know how to correctly solve them. So the first question asks the angle measure of DEF, and so I'm just going to trace that with my pen here, DEF, well maybe, and that's going to make the vertex of the angle at E, and so this is the angle measure you're trying to find. That's one of the main angles inside the triangle, but until I know the other two, I cannot tell what angle DEF is. So I know that angle D is 28, and I know that this angle over here on the outside is 135, and because I know that's 135, I actually can find the angle measure inside because those two angles together are supplementary. So if I take the measure of angle EFD, so notice I'm talking about this angle in here, plus 135, that's going to equal 180. That's a linear pair. They're straight angle. It forms a straight line. And again, it adds up to 180. So I'm going to subtract 135 from each side, and I'm going to find that the measure of angle EFD, that M just stands for measure, and then there's the angle symbol. And 180 minus 35 is 45. So now I'm going to come back in here, and I'm going to mark this angle measure at 45 degrees. And now that I know two measures of the triangle, two of the angles of the triangle, I can find the third. I'm going to call this one x. So x plus 28 plus 45 equals 180. This is the triangle angle sum theorem, that the angles in a triangle will always add up to 180. So I'm going to add these two numbers together. 28 plus 45 is 73. That's just combining like terms so I can solve the equation. And then we're going to subtract 73 from both sides, and we find that x is 107. So the angle measure DEF up here in the top of the triangle is 107. In isosceles triangle RST below, what is the value of y? And so what you'll notice here is that we have two unknown angle measures, angle R and angle S, but they're both labeled y. So that means that they're the same. And in isosceles triangles, the two side lengths that are the same, I kind of teach this to students, they almost point at these two angles like this, and those are going to be your congruent angles. So again, I know that the sum of the measures of the angles in a triangle are 180, so I'm going to take y plus 38, and it equals 180. I'm going to combine the y's together. That's 2y plus 38 equals 180. Subtracting 38 from both sides, 2y equals 142, and then dividing both sides by 2, and we get that y equals 71. Another way to think of this example, maybe if you weren't thinking about writing an equation there, adding the three angles together, you could think, well, I'm going to subtract 38 from 180, and that's going to give me 142. So then these two angles together have to add up to 142. And if they're equal, then I can just cut 142 in half to get 71. Here it asks, what's the measure of PQR? So we're looking for this angle over here. So the first thing I know is that this angle up here outside is 74 degrees. That makes this 74 degrees because those are related using vertical angles. So this angle here, QPR, is 74 degrees. But PQR, remember this middle letter is the vertex of the angle. So now I'm going to take x, I'm going to call that one x because I don't know it, plus 74. Plus 51 and set that equal to 180. Again, the three angles in a triangle add up to 180. So x plus, let's see, that's 125 equals 180. We're going to subtract 125 from both sides, and we get x equals 55. So angle PQR is 55 degrees. Question 9, this is similar to, I think, 5 that we did. So we have an isosceles triangle again where two side lengths are congruent, and we've got two angle measures that are also congruent. Again, all three angles in a triangle add up to 180. So x plus 28 is 180. Combining like terms, that's 2x plus 28 equals 180. Subtracting 28 from both sides, 2x equals 152, and dividing both sides by 2, and we get x equals 76. So 76 plus 28 is 180. Again, you could have just subtracted 28 from 180 and then recognized, okay, I have 152 degrees to now split evenly between two angles, so you just cut that in half. That's how you get 76. And same type of example again. We've got an isosceles triangle. What's the value of m? So remember that angles in a triangle add up to 180, so the answer can't be 126 degrees because 126 would mean this is 126 and that's 126 and that's already 126 and that's way over 180. So again, just like before, we've got to set up this equation. M plus 126 equals 180. Combining like terms again, 2m plus 126 equals 180. Subtract 126 from both sides, and we get 2m equals 54. And then dividing both sides by 2, we get m equals 27. So again, you're taking 126 away from 180 and then cutting that difference in half because we have to split it between both angles. You do have another attempt on your quiz, so if you have any questions, you can reach back out after you try to take it again.